Welcome to this video where we will talk about printing from Logtrade Connect. Will be quite a long video, but printing is always also very essential piece of functionality when it comes to um, transport administration. You want to have your labels and documents printed to go together with the goods. So we will start here in the documentation website, and under the walkthrough topics we will find a topic about printing. And we should talk a little bit about this. This is important to understand that in this case we have Business Central, but it can be some other ERP system or any kind of system that communicates with the Logtrade cloud platform through its API. And Business Central will do a print request, or maybe just send a consignment to have it prepared by Logtrade, and Logtrade has set up to automatically print. Logtrade will create one or more print jobs, and in your local environment you will have a separate software installed that is called Logtrade Integrated Printer that will listen to the print queues in Logtrade and take care of printing the print jobs. So Business Central never prints anything directly to a printer when it comes to address labels and other kind of documents that we produce through Logtrade Connect. It is always through an API called Logtrade, which will create a print job that then Logtrade's integrated printer software will take care of to print. And what you need to set this up is, of course, a Logtrade license, a username and password. You need a print queue in Logtrade, and every new license in Logtrade will at least have one print queue called standard. And you need a computer that has internet access, so it can talk to Logtrade. It also needs to have access to your printers. Most commonly is that you install this software on some kind of PC or server that is in your local network that can access the printers as Windows print queues. And worth noting is also that integrated printer is installed as a Windows service. And all the settings that we do in that software is stored in the profile of the Windows account that is running the service. So we need to make sure that we log on to the computer as that user, or at least start the integrated printer configuration tool as that user. And in this document here, you will have a step-by-step instruction on how to download installation files and install the integrated printer, how to configure in Logtrade, how to do configuration in Business Central. I will try to walk you through these steps. It will take some time, but I think it's worth spending that time together and doing that. So we will start at the Logtrade website. We will go to distribution.logtrade.se. Maybe this is faster. I go to logtrade.se and log in on transport administration. There we go. So once here, we will start in the help section, because here we can find some downloads. So we need to download the install package, the Logtrade printing install. I will install the English version, 64-bit. So I got that installed, downloaded, so I can open it. Okay, Logtrade Technology is the publisher, so I will run this. And on my computer, my little Hyper-V computer, I should probably use the 32-bit. So let's download that one and run it. So let's go through this installation or setup wizard. I accept the license terms that we can find on Logtrade SE Legal. And I will select Logtrade Printer and Integrated Printing. Click Next. And this is a common pitfall, this page here. This is where we will set up the Windows account with this password that will be used for running the service. So it's actually a matter of reading carefully here. Specify the login account for the integrated printing service. This is a user you use to log in with to set up printer settings, right? And the account name should be the domain / the user or the computer name / the user. And in this case, I have a local user in this computer, and I don't remember what the name of this computer. So this is my computer name. And I have a user called Logtrade IP, and that user has a password. And when I click next here, the installation program will try to verify the user. So if you have a domain name here, we need to be able to communicate with the Active Directory and verify the user. Okay, we're all good. So now we can install. Click Finish, and we should find our installed integrated printer configuration software here. So normally you would run this as the user that will run the service. So the first thing here is to add a license. So I will have a username. I will have a password. This is the username and the password that you have for your account at Logtrade. And I can't remember my license numbers. I need to copy it from here. Okay. And we should be able to connect to Logtrade now. Okay, connection established. I'm sorry for running this Swedish version, but I hope you can see what I'm doing. I will select a print queue that is in my account. So I will select my standard print queue, and here I can set up the printer settings for each format that will be printed. So this is the package label. Where should that print? Well, then I will select one of the printers that I have in my Windows environment. And I can go on like this. I will press OK here. I can add one more print queue and use the same login credentials, which we normally do, but of course we can tell integrated printer to listen on different accounts in Logtrade. So that is the setup of integrated printing. And we also need to take a look at some settings inside Logtrade. To get integrated printing to work, we need to enable it in Logtrade, and we do that here. Otherwise, Logtrade will not create print jobs. So you will activate integrated printing, and here you can also specify new print queues that you can configure integrated printing to listen on. And then if we go to Business Central and Logtrade Connect, we'll just find it on my computer. I'm switching between computers here. We can search for print queues or find it through the role explorer. So I have 4 here. And if we look at in Logtrade, I had some more. So I can click on Get Print Queues. That will download print queues from Logtrade. So now I can start using these print queues in Logtrade Connect in Business Central. And we put the print queue name on the consignment. So when we send the consignment to Logtrade, Logtrade knows into which print queue it should place the print job. And we can set up print queues in 3 different places. First of all, the generic, the default, which is in the delivery setup. Under consignment defaults, you will find the print queue. So here you can select which print queue should be used as default. You can also set it up on locations. So if you look at the locations, you can see that you have a print column for print queue here. So you can, depending on which location you use, you can print your labels and documents on different printers. And finally, the top priority is the Logtrade user. Logtrade users is the list where we connect Business Central users to Logtrade users. And you can specify a print queue also here. So if you want to have use a specific print queue for a specific user, you can specify it in here. So when we create a consignment, if I click show more, you will have, I just need to put in some data here. Okay, we already got the default print queue here. But you can of course change it. So if I change this to standard, this consignment will create print jobs in the standard print queue, and your integrated printer will listen on that print queue and print on the printer you set up in the integrated printer software. And as a final tip, maybe you want to, when you do testing or development, maybe you don't want to physically print. There are 2 ways you can do this. You can create a print queue that you don't listen to in or monitor in integrated printer. So Logtrade will just place a print job, but it will never be taken care of. And we can take a look at that. My PDF queue is like dead. And if I send this consignment to Logtrade, I say prepare and print, but okay, it will create a print job, but there is no integrated printer that is listening to it. But I got my attachments. I have my label that I can look at like this. And of course, you can also set your integrated printer to print to PDF files. I will show you how I do in my development environment. So if we open up my setup of integrated printing, I have my standard print queue. I have set that up to print to a PDF printer. Any kind of PDF printer that can automatically print to a PDF file and open it up. And I'm using something called PDF 24. It is not the prettiest piece of software, but it does what it needs to do. If I open settings here, you can see under PDF printer that it will automatically save documents after print. It will save them in my temp. It will create a file name like this, but with year, month, date, and so on. And it will also, after printing, it will execute the file, so it will open up. That means that if I reopen this consignment, I will change my printer to my standard. And if I have my print service running, it should actually pop up a label. There you go. I didn't need to click on anything, it just popped up. So that was all about printing. Thank you for staying with me this long.